All right, let's have some fun here on the 208. Are you ready? Now, some of you may know this. The famous PBS program, Antique Roadshow, it's in Boise today, and they're looking for exciting and historic items to profile on their show. Now, Antique Roadshow, which airs locally here on Idaho Public Television, it's been on the air since 1997, and it continues to be as popular as ever. They even have a TikTok account now. How about that? Now, if you haven't seen the show, here's how it works. People bring their valued antiques from home or from their family areas, and they try to get them appraised from subject experts. You know, paintings, watches, sports memorabilia, all the experts. And the experts, they try to give an idea of what something is worth. But they also have an incredible knowledge in their field, meaning that families come away from events like today with new and exciting details about items that have been passed down for generations. So they had the same mission here today in Boise. And photographer Kevin Esslinger and myself, we watched the action and we learned a lot of history too down at the Boise event. We want you to take a look behind the scenes here of the popular Antique Roadshow.
I mean, there's so much stuff. It's a non-stop parade of people all day long. It's great.
There's excitement with every step as the crowd at the Idaho Botanical Garden moves closer to finding out some history, specifically history about treasured items.
We found this wonderful place to do a show, and here we are. They let us in, said okay, and we're delighted to be here.
Marsha Bemko is the legendary executive producer of Antiques Roadshow, an all-time PBS classic show. Since 1997, Bemko and her team have traveled the country, meeting interesting people with interesting items. A team of experts appraise items, everything from paintings to pocket watches, and they share the history behind them. Bemko's job? Selecting the best of the best to profile on the show.
My favorite appraisals, I'm a jaded producer. It's not about the money for me. My favorite appraisals are with a great story. They can give you goosebumps. True goosebumps, yeah.
So we got two grandfather watches.
Yeah. Antique Roadshow favorite Peter Plain specializes in watches.
This was made about the end of 1899, right at the turn of the century.
Sure, families want to know the value of items handed down for generations, but the history about an item is just as valuable to many. The hands on this pocket watch still click. Other details, though, are lost to history.
Hey, you know what? He could have got it in a card game for all we know, you know?
Some items the experts have seen before. Others,
supposedly this is Alexander Hamilton's cane,
have the potential to create stories that a family will never forget.
We sit around, drink wine, and watch the roadshow all the time. It's great, you know?
David carries this cane, hoping the stories he's been told about it are all true.
It could be Alexander Hamilton's, and you know, it's, if you look on the top, I mean, it's very clear, AH. Looks like there was some old jewel, you know, embedded in here, and I have no idea. I'm just here for the ride.
Expert appraiser Nico Lowry is a fan favorite. He loves the interaction at these events, and he finds that people love to hear about their items, even if they do turn out to be worthless.
But it's wonderful to talk to people about what they have, to talk to them about what they love, to explain it to them, and have them, I mean, what she had was not valuable, and she didn't mind. She was so excited to hear about it. I think she was excited to be here, and it's that kind of energy that we really like.
We all care desperately about what we've brought today. Anybody who's bought, we have 2 items. All of our guests, each ticket holder gets to bring 2 items. Often they're inherited things, often they're family objects. And whatever it's worth, this is what we all have in common here today. Everybody really wants to learn about what they own. They care deeply about it.
There's kind of cool history. Showed me how to set it and stuff, which is kind of unique to the railroad watches, I guess.
Sean and Lisa learned about family heirlooms that now have more detailed backstories.
Actually, the rest of our family got tickets too, so they'll be here this afternoon. So we do have more stuff coming. So
okay, so at dinner tonight, it'll be a fun family discussion.
Yeah, who won the best?
Walking through the Antique Roadshow, you'll hear and see a collection of stories and tales you cannot find anywhere else, and it's that feeling that keeps everyone coming back. Especially the appraisers, because yes, they too sit around after the show, marveling about the items and the stories.
What did you see? What did you pitch? What was turned down? What did you go on air with? It's great.
I'm looking for great stories. I really am. For us, we're looking for great stories and some good stuff with it.
And we got to watch some of the appraisals today. Posters, toys, watches, vintage weapons, you name it. They probably had something of it there. And the folks at the Antique Roadshow, they actually invited us to bring an item too, to get it valued and to really get an idea of how the entire process works. And I'll be honest, We kind of rushed out the door this morning, so we didn't have a great dig to go through and get an antique, but we did have something handy in the newsroom that we brought with us, and I'm going to show you here. Here we go. This is Andrew Bartline. He's holding his prized seal, and I don't really know what it's made of, but it looks antique-ish, and Andrew loves it. It sits on his desk every day. He's very proud of it. We call it the seal of approval, so when you do something good, you look at it, and he gives you an approving look. So anyways, we took it to the Antique Roadshow, and the point of this next video we want to show you here, the people working these events, they're amazing, and they love to do what they do. And here's the deal, the people you watch on TV, they're legit. Watch this appraisal of the seal. I've seen what some of the other folks have, so this could be a quick trip, but we have the expert, you hand off the item, and any idea what we're looking at, because we don't.
It's a seal.
It is a seal. We call them the seal of approval.
Yes, it's a seal. So when I look at a piece like this, I'm always looking at style and design. I'm looking at how it's made, and then I'm looking for marks, if there are any. If there's a mark, that might tell me something, and if there's a no mark, that'll tell me something too. First of all, when I look at this, I can see that it's hand-painted, so that the eyes and the details are all hand-painted. Then I look at the bottom, and there is no mark. And it's hollow, so it was made in a mold, I can tell that. And this type of technique was really popular kind of around the 1960s, 1970s.
Really?
Most certainly American made, but made by a minor, inexpensive manufacturer.
Mass produced?
Mass produced. Even though it's hand painted, it's entirely mass produced. Oh. There were actually these places you could go and you could make your own ceramics. So they would have blanks that you would make in a mold, and then they take it out, and then you would paint it, and then it had to be refired in a kiln, and then you go pick it up. And it was kind of like a little class thing or something. Yeah. And it looks a lot like that. So where it was commercially made and sold, I don't know, or whether someone made it and hand painted it at the place where you went, and you paid, you know, a little bit of money to do that. I don't know either way. Either way, it doesn't have much value. It's just great decoration. It's cute, but no much money. You know, $5, $10.
Yeah. It's just incredible, Andrew, the amount of knowledge this man has on an item I just handed to him live. You're a big fan of the Antique Roadshow and of your seal. What are your thoughts on this?
I am. Me and my father watched the Antique Roadshow growing up all the time. I absolutely adored it. I'm a little heartbroken. I love the seal. $10. I think he might be lowballing us. I think we might be able to get 15 out of it. I know it was free to me, so I adore my seal.
Take the 10. All right, Rick says to take the 10.
Whatever, Rick, whatever.
If you'd like to buy Andrew's seal, text in. No, but as a fan of the Antique Roadshow, it's just amazing how professional and how amazing the knowledge base is of these appraisers, because again, the people in front of us, they had some real antique pottery that was very valuable and had an amazing backstory, and then we hand them the seal. But whether it's valuable or not, they just have this depth of knowledge across pottery, painting, sculptures, weapons, toys. It's just incredible to watch them do this in real time.
I thought it was hilarious that he could look at it and date it to like the 60s or 70s. I mean, this thing could have been made 3 months ago. Like, I have no idea. So.
Well, we walked in and we didn't know if we were going to embarrass ourselves, because it's nice. It does look old, but as you mentioned, it could be a lot more.
Very impressive.
But he did say it was cute, so that's good.
That's a win for me. I'll take it.
That's a win. And Rick says you got $10. Yep. Okay, so Rick's going to pay 10 for it.
Rick's buying.
If you're wondering, of course, they were taping today. It's not going to air on Idaho Public Television until early next year, so the seal didn't make the program. But some of the stuff you saw in our story today, it might make the show. So early next year, 2023, that's when it's going to start airing. They got to go film and do some other stuff through the rest of the year. But we will circle back to this, because the Antique Roadshow was last here in 2013 in Boise, and it was a big hit when they aired the episode. So here, I guess 10 years later, we will have another episode from Boise. But there you go, the seal of approval. You can now call Tim and tell him how much it's worth. We also just mentioned Tim on the 208, so I'm very thrilled. But
hi, Dad.
Anyways, thanks for joining us here on the 208 today. We're going to come back with some more news, but just a fun little way to jump on our Tuesday afternoon. We'll be right back.